Welcome to Banging on Doors, a conversation between leaders of the Community Loan Fund of the Capital Region and Yolanda Caldwell, Chief Diversity Officer and Director of the Women's Leadership Institute at the College of St. Rose, President of ACES, and owner of Titus Enterprises. Each week, Yolanda will talk with local entrepreneurs about their accomplishments and their challenges.
Thank you for joining me on Banging on Doors with Yolanda Caldwell. Today, I have with me Erin Hundley, intuitive entrepreneur, founder of Red Door Beauty and Wellness, a BIPOC-centered salon clinic and wellness sanctuary. Thank you, Erin.
Hi, thank you for having me today.
It is so good to have you with us. So tell us a little bit about your salon clinic and wellness sanctuary.
Well, I mean, the basis is, the integration of inner and outer beauty through hair, mind, and spirit. And it's just like encapsulating, the whole self, all right? Because it's not just about the hair, it's about the experience, it's about healing, it's about wellness. I absolutely offer wellness goods for individuals that are seeking wellness, whether it's through spiritual, tools, respiratory, support, just kind of like self-care, bath needs and so forth, candles as well. But just, that whole self-care focus is really what the space is about.
Now, I love the way that you're focusing on hair care, going from inner to outer beauty, because we do know that what's happening on the inside shows up on the outside. So a little more about this healing. You have a mantra that you founded?
Okay. Yeah, so my mantra is healing from the crown down, because I'll tell you how it kind of came about. So 2016, I got into a car accident, and it actually set me on further of my wellness journey. And what happened was I had a severe head injury, concussion, that I literally had to heal from my head, from my crown down. And because I deal with the crown, and my focus due to hair is the crown, right? I said, oh, look at that, healing from the crown down, because I literally had to heal from my head all the way down. And I find that women that come to visit me, even men as well, we're starting at the crown. And sometimes they don't even realize that healing is needed or necessary until we get to work. And they start, getting these hands in their head and realizing that they're in a safe space and they can actually just kind of breathe. And some people haven't been able to breathe in a space in a safe way in a very long time, especially in demand, on the go, go people. So that's kind of where that came from, because I was an on-the-go person until I got bumped on my head.
Well, we are so, I know this is going to sound, but what you experienced and how you transformed that experience to help others is amazing. One of the things we talk about here are transformations, how those become entrepreneurs, how their entrepreneurship journey has shaped them. So tell us a bit about what led you to even open the Red Door.
All right. So what led me to open my salon? So it was always a dream of mine, even when I was in hair school. I went to college for some time and I worked on my business plan, did all these things. But in the process, I was working at JCPenney's and I was on the corporate side, and I was district educator. So I would travel around and I would train and develop stylists to become better. I would go and, have to visit salons throughout the whole Northeast region, from Buffalo to downstate, at times. So I was all over the place. And one day I just, realized I'm talking all of this talk, right? I'm telling them how to make their business and, grow their book and do all these things. So I just decided one day I needed to walk the walk, because I was tired of giving all of myself and my information, my intellectual property, to a corporation that I was only considered a number, so it was just kind of it's time to go, especially being a single mother and having children. I was literally living out of a suitcase, and living out of that suitcase, it kind of made it seem like I never saw my kids to me,
Okay.
you know, and even to them, it just seemed like it was always a pass and go, pass and go. And I was like, we can't do this anymore. I have to just take the leap and go with what my plan has always been. And then I did.
So tell us about the doors you had to bang on to become successful as an entrepreneur. Where did you find support? How did you find clients?
Well, luckily, like I had like JCPenney's was a very good foundation, you know, for me. And I took advantage of all of their training, all of their resources in how to build and, you know, become a great stylist. It really was a matter of just, you know, asking questions, continuing my education constantly. I one thing I made sure that I did before I opened my salon is I contacted business owners that I felt were successful, right? That had longevity and had been in business for years. And I asked them a simple question. And that question was, what wouldn't you do? Again, if you could do it. I didn't ask them what they did to be successful. I wanted to know what they wouldn't do again, because with having that knowledge, I knew not to do it, right? So I was already kind of ahead. Like, okay, so I know not to do this or do that and do this, you know, and kind of it omitted for me a lot of the static that I feel like entrepreneurs kind of get entangled with, and it leads to a lot of kind of confusion as to where they're going with their brand or their business. You know, I've been very fortunate to build my business literally from nothing. You know, I didn't get any loans or anything like that. Honestly, this year during COVID has been the first time that I've gotten money for my business. Everything has literally been from me. So, yeah.
So tell us what support you did receive from the Community Loan Fund and ACES. How have they supported you in building your business?
So for me, like I was just like in shock when I got this, but I did get a grant through them. It was for $8,000, and I was like, well, I wasn't expecting that. I was very thankful and grateful because it truly helped a lot. It helped me, you know, be able to kind of, you know, pay for things that were kind of on the back, you know, because of obviously the shutdown. I was able to, you know, get equipment and certain things that I absolutely needed for my business. But my favorite thing that I got out of it and was able to pursue was my psychotherapy certification. And that for me was like huge because it's a passion of mine, you know, my community and our well-being, especially mentally and emotionally. And sometimes we don't have those, you know, entry points or spaces to be able to really feel comfortable enough to even start talking or having that conversation. And having, you know, hair salons and barbershops, we have been that for our communities over time. So to be able to get this certification, to be able to speak to it in a more poignant way is really, really like exciting. So that was like one of my favorite parts of receiving the grant. Yes, the help was amazing and I appreciate it, but that for me was like, that's going to be a bigger, you know, a bigger thing to come.
An opportunity to take your business to the next level.
Yes, absolutely. Yes.
So what advice would you give to entrepreneurs that are listening and watching the show?
I think my advice would be ask questions, talk to the people that came before you, because they didn't make it to where you're trying to be without asking questions as well, you know, or learning or just, you know, involving other entities, other people, because it takes like to open a business. I feel like it's not just a sole person's thing. Like it's a community, it's a group. You know, I have a great support system. I have women that through this pandemic have like literally supported me by buying, you know, retail products from me when I wasn't able to do hair. So it's just really just opening up your network and talking to people and embracing people, because that's what's going to pay you in the long run. And another thing I would say is really like make sure you have your paperwork in order, because you never know when you may come upon a pandemic and you may need to fill out, you know, forms and you have nothing. You don't have your receipts in order, you have nothing. And so then you get nothing. Whereas if you're able to have your ducks in a row, you're able to kind of, get in the arena and play the game.
That's very important. So for those of you who are listening, one of the key points that is important for you to take away is preparation. Our show is called Banging on Doors. And when you bang on the door, you need to make sure that you have your package ready, your profile, your digital profile, information about your business to help an organization help you. And what Erin is that she had her materials prepared that when the door opened at the community loan fund and grants were being made, she was able to secure a grant because she had her paperwork in order. So you never know when an opportunity is going to be available to you. So we really ask you and encourage you to be prepared. Begin now getting your paperwork and any additional information you need in order. Erin, one of the other things is you're an MWBE certified business.
Yes. And that was a process, but I did it.
Yes, it is a process, and congratulations on completing that.
Thank you.
Another way for doors to open when you bang on them. So one of the things that we talk about here is really talking about how we bang on doors and how customers bang on our door. What do customers come to you for? What's the number one thing that people say, oh, you got to go to Erin for this?
Sanctuary. It's like, coming and just having a peace of mind. Like, yes, the hair, the health of the hair and, that process, but I think they more so come because of how they feel when they're in the space. It's really more of a healing space and a wellness space, and just truly it's like a reset. It's like you may have a huge, crazy week, but then you get to come and it's just your appointment because it's one-on-one, and you get to just be peaceful, and sometimes people, maybe they won't talk. Maybe they have a business meeting, maybe they need to get on the computer, because I have a lot of professionals that come to me. So sometimes they're getting their hair done while they're in a business meeting, so just being able to have that space to come and utilize it in all ways, I think is the jam.
It's the jam. You heard it here on Banging on Doors with Yolanda. Go into the sanctuary for a one-on-one private consultation to get healing from the crown down. Thank you, Erin, for joining us.
Thank you.
I also like to thank our sponsors, the Community Loan Fund, ACES, and the College of St. Rose. We hope you have some new insights from banging on doors so that others will bang on your door. Thank you.
Want to support more businesses like this? Join the Community Loan Fund's Emerging Investors Network. When you invest money with the Community Loan Fund, we pool that money with other investments to build new businesses, develop new community projects, and support the valuable work of nonprofits, all right within your community. Every investment earns interest. Plus, you'll have the opportunity to meet with businesses you've helped and see your money in action. Learn more at www.mycommunityloanfund.org.
St. Rose is celebrating its 100th anniversary, but we are not slowing down. We're still focused on educational excellence and serving the dear neighbor. And we're doing it with new degree offerings, including a bachelor's degree in nursing, the only sales major in New York State, and new graduate programs to meet busy and changing lifestyles. Plus, our 2 and 4 programs where you can earn a bachelor's and master's degree in 4 years. The College of St. Rose is building for the future. Build your future with St. Rose.